Okay, this question is from Flagger Musman, and your question is about what are you're struggling with some foot cramps during warm up. It lasts for about 20 minutes. You're asking what are some things that you can do to cure this, right? If that sounds miserable, so let's fix that. They say you want to invest a significant amount of you want to invest in two places. The first being your bed, the second is your shoes, right? Because think about it, you spend a lot of time on your feet and or in your bed, right? So just transitioning to a minimalist shoe, right? Minimalist shoes will allow your feet to spread out. You'll notice that if you take a step, you can kind of see your feet expand, right? When it touches the ground, it's going to expand out. I also noticed, right, like the first time I tried minimalist, I tried a pair of Vibrams and I went for a jog on the treadmill, and the next day my calves were so sore I could hardly walk. And what this said to me was that it allowed my feet to have a more freer range of motion. And I knew from that instant, right, from that extreme calf soreness, that that I was getting more from a Vibram shoe than a traditional shoe. Since then, I've transitioned to zero. These are zero. I don't know what you call them, sandals or something. But right, it doesn't matter what type of minimalist shoe that you use. Just one that you feel confident and you feel relaxed in. And I think just doing that, changing your shoes, right? There's a quote that goes, high-tech shoes, low-tech feet, right? You kind of want if you have shoes that have like arch support, you mentioned something about insoles and this and that for shin splints and that stuff. It's like if you start walking around barefoot and you start to, you got to feel the earth. Right? Ideally, you want to be walking around and safe, on grass or on sand. And I think the transition might be a little tough because, you might step on some pebbles and, you could catch a thorn or something. But I think the benefits and the pain relief in the short term, right? I think you're going to notice immediately the more time you spend going barefoot and the more time that you spend in minimalist shoes, right? Because I think that you think that the insoles are going to help your feet, and I think, right, that those insoles are the worst possible things. Sole inserts, gel inserts, anything that you're putting underneath your heel is going to prevent your toes and your ankle from functioning like the lever, right? Your feet are shock absorbers. So you don't want to restrict your ankle movement or your movement in your Achilles, right? That's going to hinder you. That's going to harm all of your pursuits and will prevent, this could lead to multiple bad things happening later in life if you can't sort out, you should not have this foot cramping at all. So I think this is going to be the minimalist shoes is a simple way, effortless way with a little bit of investment that you can really, that can help, that I believe will help treat this. The second thing is you want to keep in mind that you want your cleats to be able to bend like this, right? You want to have this so that your toes aren't, there's no resistance, right? Even here, I feel a little bit, almost too much resistance. I need to spend some more time bending this back because your toes generate so much power, and right, the body's connected from toes to your fingers. So, if you create tension, this may sound crazy, but if you create tension in your toes, that tension will, will go, tension in a bad way will kind of if you limit your toe mobility, then that'll restrict movement. It's like all connected, right? So it's like if you get a headache, right? It's all connected, right? So that's number 2. Make sure that you have toe mobility. Make sure your cleats are really getting bent backwards, and that might help, right? That'll help, break into new pairs of cleats. You want to do this action over and over and over. Press them down, hold them down, right? Bending, so that you can, so that you have more toe mobility, right? So that's that's looking better already. The third thing that you want to try, actually I got 3 and 4. Here's 3 and 4. 3 is right when you wake up, right? You've been asleep for however many hours, and you've gone without hydration, and you've gone without nutrients, right? For however amount of hours. So right when you wake up, the first thing you want to do is drink a glass of water. If you don't have bottled water, they say cold water pipes. My friend used to be a plumber. He said cold water pipes are cleaner on the insides than hot water pipes, right? So if you make yourself tea or whatever in the morning, or drink just a cup of water, cold water with a couple twists of some salt, pinch of salt, and you could squeeze some lemon or some lime for like electrolytes. So you're basically making like a Gatorade, right? So squeeze a lemon or lime, pinch of salt, crush a glass of water. That might help with some, maybe you just don't have enough sodium. So that, it's always good to hydrate, right? Hydration is important. What else do we have? This is something simple that's completely changed my life. Taking a 10-minute shower before bed might actually help this problem as well, because now, maybe you're not getting good enough sleep, right? If you don't get good sleep, then you're going to diminish, you're going to have poor energy, right? You may, and all these things I think are connected to cramps, right? If you can't recover properly for not, you're sleeping with lights on, there's lights on in your room, your phone's, maybe your phone's next to your head, or, you're spending too much time on your phone before bed. Like all these things are gonna, diminish the quality of your sleep. You want to put your phone to bed, take a hot bath or a hot shower for a few minutes, and then hit the hay, all your lights turned off, crack the window if you have one, so you can get some fresh air, and set yourself up for great sleep so that you could wake up with a lot of energy. Now let's get into more active things. You could start, right, there are some simple strategies you can use. These are Asian dexterity balls, but they can also be used as working out some tension. This could be used as a warm-up, right? Just rolling out the bottoms of your feet. So you could use 2 golf balls, or any smaller ball, even 2 lacrosse balls could work, like whatever you have lying around the house, dog toys, soft balls, those could work. So this is another great strategy that you could use to loosen up maybe any knots and tension in your feet. Here's another option. This is an RMT rope it's pioneered by David Weck, and what it allows you to do is you start swinging in, and since your body is connected from fingertips to finger toes, as you swing this rope around, it's here. As you swing this rope around, right, it taps into your body's ability to keep a rhythm, right? Your heartbeat has a rhythm. There's a rhythm to the game. There's a rhythm to life. So when you start swinging this around, it's going to improve your balance. It's going to improve your timing. It's going to improve your rhythm. I noticed immediately this improved my juggling, which led to improving my passing, my shooting, my dribbling. It's like, I noticed I started to be a more creative thinker. This may sound crazy, but like, I noticed it started helping my mental processes. Like, I've just become a more dynamic thinker and athlete on and off the field just by swinging this rope around, right? This rope is, it's a soft rope, right? You want it a little soft so it doesn't chew up your hands. 5'10" on a good day. This rope is about six feet long, and then you want it a little longer than you are tall so that you can tie some knots in it. Some people like knots, some people don't like knots, but you play around with whatever your preference is. And just this rope, it's portable, it's lightweight. You bring it everywhere you go and you start swinging it, and it's gonna help with shoulder pain, right? Back pain. It helped me rehab a hip flexor. This is just something I wish I was training with 27 years ago, and this is gonna help you strengthen and strengthen your feet, strengthen your toes. I think there's a crazy percentage of bones in your feet, so just strengthening your feet, your foot bones, and your muscles is going to help prevent. It's going to give you an optimal surplus of strength, and should help prevent cramps. Let's check out some other stuff that I think will also help. Okay, we have an Amazon Basics wobble board. I have a medicine ball. This is a black board, the Roots of Human Performance balancing tool. This is called the Bob Calf Master. And I also have a slack block created by Jim Klopman, the author of Balance of Power. All of these things, right? It doesn't matter which balance tool you have in the beginning. Whereas you want to get a cheap balance tool, something that's ideally lightweight and portable, right? You want to start spending some time in one-footed balance, right? And again, you're going to strengthen our feet. We want to strengthen our core. We want to start to understand where our body is in time and space. That's called proprioception. And just spending time on these things is going to help build strength, and that's going to help ideally prevent some of that cramping, right? This is going to put my ankles in a favorable position on this medicine ball. Right, this Calf Master, I can start to do ankle rolls. I can start to do knee pulses. Ben Patrick calls these Poliquin pulses, just pulsing that knee. I feel it in my knee and in my Achilles and in my toes. So these are tremendous options, right? But this Amazon Basics, this is like maybe $20, $30, slack block. This one's between 40 and 50 bucks. This blackboard, this was imported from Germany. That's like $100, but it's not about which tool you use. Like I said, Kevin Kelly says when you're buying tools, start with the cheapest ones and just start working it, right? It doesn't matter. Even if you have a basketball at home, if you have an American football, right? Start playing around with whatever tools you got, and you can just right, I'm sure you have stuff lying around that you didn't even realize were balancing tools. You can use acupressure mats, right? Acupressure mats are just going to help you relieve tension, relieve pain, and hopefully pump blood into those cramping feet. This is something that you can lie down on. If you're sore, post-practice, post-game, right? Can be used for a pre-game warm-up, right? So there's a lot of techniques that you could use that are going to help you solve this problem. Here's one more. If you check out the book 7 Postures, it's called 7 Postures by Kador Ziani, Ziani. Check out his YouTube. Search Ziani, 7 Postures, and he's got hundreds of videos. and I think he's 59 years old, and he could still dunk on a 10-foot hoop, right? He's probably one of the most athletic 59-year-olds on the planet. He's got these 7 stretches that'll completely change your life, right? They help you unlock your toe mobility, strength, and flexibility. And just by unlocking your toe strength and flexibility, it's going to create tremendous changes throughout your whole entire body. I thought I was an athlete before I read this book, but after I read this book, it cost $30, but it's, I say this quote a lot, it's worth its weight in gold in terms of injury prevention, explosiveness. It'll just completely change the way you're moving, and it'll help you throw those freaking insoles out, for the love of God. If you really want to have less pain in your feet, throw those insoles out. Please, please. I promise you, you start messing around with all these tools, acupressure, balance, RMT rope, minimalist shoes, and you could kiss those freaking insoles goodbye. Any doctor who's charging you, who's billing you for, time and insole inserts, whatever, they don't want you to know that you don't need them. You don't need them. So, if all this doesn't work, I have more thoughts on it, but even all this seems like a lot. It's really not. Whatever resonated with you the most out of all the things I showed you, that's where you should take immediate action. Don't go out and start buying balance tools, right? Just, maybe if you got a little bit of cash, invest in one. Definitely the minimalist shoes will help you transition from, right? That's a minimalist shoe is a low tech shoe that'll encourage you to start to begin to have high tech feet. And just to give you an idea of what strong feet and strong ankles look like, I'm gonna hit you with a nice demo. All right, this is years of ankle and feet work. Right? Nothing. Chilling. So, reach out with any questions, and I hope this helps. And I'm here for you. Here for you for whatever you need. All right. Thank you.